The last one. This is my last grouping. So hopefully I have gathered up some really good ones for this one. So last video, no more for the year. This will be it. Christmas assemblies. Oh, I have some really good ones saved for the very last ones. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's get started. Thing about this, oh my goodness, this box, when I saw it, I'm like, this is amazing. So not that this is a very hard thing to do, but this is how, like, I have done so many stagings in my own Christmas decor. We've got red and green right here. We've got that beautiful green color, which I thought, oh my gosh, look at the little moss pixies. Fit perfectly. And look, he's so happy. He's so happy to get to go find a new home. So, and we can... Y'all, I have way too much fun making these. I'm sorry. And then here is another one. So when it looks like I'm just hoarding on a whole bunch, I'm trying to get them out to you all that may not be able to find it. So I am down to, and I have actually saved and collected plastic. There's something about a grouping together. So these are the plastic little Santa mugs. And they're all a little bit different. Oh, of course, I can't just do, you know how I am, y'all. I'm going to stuff it as good as I can get it. And then this one has a little holly in it. Though I thought, okay, Scott, I thought about taking it out, but in a way I don't want to take it out either. So if it works in here, or unless it makes everything weird, because it's got the, oh, see, I don't think it makes it weird. It's got that green stuff, you stick. And I thought, you know what? I think it's kind of cute because I wasn't going to add any bottle brush or anything like that. So we will just make them all fit in here together. Sometimes you just have to play. And then I have, hello, a little Scotch tin. And I love that little bit of plaid on there. Now I was trying to decide, I just got these guys and his hat won't stay on. I might have to do a little glue. But I'm like, do I want to add that little guy? And then part of me, I mean, I do like, he's so cute. I don't know, maybe I got to get some glue for his hat though. And I kind of thought, what about, like, they're so happy to see the pretty little girl. Like, oh my gosh. Sheila, I thought she looked very cute just sitting next to that tin. And then maybe I could put these guys on the top because I know no limits. I will get something to glue their little, where does that go? Because I do like the little grouping of them all together. I think I found something. I have this little sled that I came in a haul. I didn't have anything else. It is Germany, so probably the Putz line. I'm sure it probably had a Santa. But I'm like, oh my gosh, he looks so cute. He's been bent for a while, so we could just stick him in there. I'm still going to stick a little dab because their hats are falling off. That just gives them something to sit on. You still see that wording, but then we just add a little bit extra because it's like another little extra shelf that you can do decor on. They were glued on one time, so probably just a little dab will do ya. Now at first I'm like, oh, it's a cigar tin. It's red. That's awesome. But it's the cigar tin. Like, usually, right? Cigars? Is that what's in there? Is that what that was? Usually they're cardboard. And then I'm like, oh, I got to figure, like, oh, another one of those. I got to figure out how to stay up. So then I was like, what is this? Oh, that just made my whole day. Though it is pretty deep. And I do think I'm going to put some of the vintage trees in. And I picked some of the cotton out, the snow, the last time. and I had quite a few viewers told me to leave it. That's what makes it then look even older, having that snow, the cotton that's in deep. And I'm like, okay, fine, I will. Though, if I put them in like this, it's going to kind of just like, it's going to hide everything. So we will build it up with some floral foam. There. So I filled it up with flower foam, but I ended up taking a chunk out because I have this guy. And for him to sit properly, not be, and have his legs hanging over, that helps to take that foam out. I think he looks very cute that way. Then we'll start building around him. So we have a couple little trees. Glue onto the flower foam. So I'm not going to worry about covering up the flower foam quite yet until I get some of my other elements in here. Just kind of trying to, the 5 cents is so far down there, I don't know. I have a ton of this old garland from a haul. And I thought, like, I could just, because it kind of does go with the creamish, and then just kind of wrap it on the ground of it, like wrap it on the floor, because I got those in. I'd like to add this little guy in there too, though he has a little, he needs a, oh no, he needs a little neck maintenance. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue, kind of work that glue in, and then push down as hard as I can to get, oh, and then his hat came off. You know, these guys are old. And then we, underneath his hat is new hair. Okay, which way was it? Just pull off a whole bunch of this. Oh, well, that's, and then just crinkle it. And that'll cover up that floral foam. And I do have a little piece that was just kind of like hanging there, because his little neck is just a little bit on the weird side. So we will just wrap that around and then glue it to itself. That doesn't look bad. And then I'm going to stick that other little bit in here, and then I'll help hold him up. And then we'll just put him at the edge, like two little friends just talking to each other. And then I think I have a couple deer. They don't necessarily completely match. So I thought this one, it does, they do and they don't. I mean, they're just different colors. So I thought male, female, sure. But I thought they fit. Like, aw, they're hanging out with the deer. So I think I can work them in that garland. This cottage cheese container. I mean, come on. It's vintage. It is green and red. Oh my goodness. Look at the cow. The cow. I love it. So there again, I have, oh, hello. I have a pixie. And then I actually have a few little bottle brush trees. I thought that would be very cute, though I think we should glitter this up just a little bit, since we're going to leave it on the lid. Well, not so much that you're not going to see the writing, but I just thought that would be kind of fun sitting on top of glitter. So I'm just going to take some Fusion's Decoupage Transfer Gel. And then just put a light coat on. And then this is German glitter glass. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour some on there. gonna swirl it all around and then see if I can pour it back in the container. Okay, now see, you can still see the wording, but you got that little bit of shimmer on there. Okay, we had to let that dry a little bit. So now I'm going to take, I think this is going to be my center one, my lighter one, some hot glue. I'm not going to take them off the base because I think it'll be too short that way. Now the white and the red trees I know are from Michael's in a little 3-pack. And I had a green one, but then I also had this one that had some ornaments, some little beads on it. So I couldn't help myself. But I really just wanted to have the red and the green up there. And we don't, you know, you kind of just sit them just so ever so slightly in there. So we're going to do this box. Oh, it's gray. It's got a rusty nail on it. It was probably part of a cubby that organized somebody's tools. So I want to be able to fit this little sweet Santa in there. Though, yeah, he's just kind of delicate. He's got a sweet face though. He's just looking at you ever so lovingly. And then my other little motivation, look at, it's a Scotch magic tape and it is the green. So which then had me picking out a green grouping of bottle brush trees. So, but if we put them all in here, we know we're going to sink. So we need some flower foam. Okay. I know that's a shorty, but I was thinking if I didn't have to cut this taller one, that would be okay, right? See? Yeah, that'd be okay not to have to cut him. And then he's good. He's good. It's not, I was afraid that it was going to be too tall. So I'm just going to kind of squish him in there. See what happens. Or maybe I need to push him over. You know how we are, right? Like, oh. Okay, so I might want a little. So we'll just do a little cut in. It's just floral foam. It's pretty forgiving. There. There. now he's sliding over without having to cut it down. And then I can take this little taller one. Actually, I can take that little cutoff piece, and that'll actually make it a little bit taller. So I do think I'm going to glue that one down. I don't want to glue it to the box though. And then this one was somebody else's project piece. And then to keep the height, I'm just leaving it on the base. They're sinking down far enough. I had to go back and dig in my stash. I'm like, I think I have more that were somebody else's project piece. I don't mind. I just like all the different colors of, oh, is that too tall? Oh no, it might be too tall. Hold on. We can cut it down. Oh yeah, you can cut them, cut them down. Oh, glue on the table. There, I didn't want it to be taller than it. Please. And then we stick Santa in here. Oops, Santa got some bristles on him, and I'm not sure if Santa was supposed to have hands because he's just put his little hands together, like, you know. There you go. And then how about that? Just rest it because it's a Scotch plaid tin. If you did not know, I have a thing for candy canes. I love the striping, so I think because there's red on that tin. We're just going to stick a couple in there. It'll go right into the foam. Or the trees. These were Easter from the Dollar Tree. But if you stuff them in there enough, then everything ends up being a little bit on the tight side. And since I need that to be the same, I'm just going to cut it off the base. I'm not sure where that rolled. It'd be all good. I'll find it later. Or Tater will find it. My cat. There you go. I feel like it needs a little bit of a backer. Look at that green bingo. I know it's not as white, but it's still green. So I think that trumps it. So I feel like there's a hole back here now. I wanted you to be able to offset the bingo. I have one of these left. I'm going to see if this will work to fill in that gap area. Maybe some different. Do I have multiple different candy canes? Yes, I do. Oh, there we go. I did. Yep. Except I want that one to be. There we go. I found the spot. There. Squeezed a little peppermint in there just to make it a little bit tighter. I kind of thought Santa should be holding it, but his hands are very. I think they're just going to be what they're going to be. And then I stuck that one in some flour foam so it was taller. I do feel like it needs a ribbon, but does it need a ribbon all the way around with that yummy on the side? So this is just, it was a little bow last year. They came in a pack from Walmart. Got this little twist tie on there. Though it might be a little long just to kind of stick in here. Some of you saw where I actually have two of these beauties. One has a tape that looks like a medic, you know, but yes, this is a green vintage lunch pail. It's green Christmas, but this one actually came with its thermos, so which would have somehow, I guess, fit in there. I don't really know, but it doesn't matter because we are making it into a cute little assembly. And this is the first for me. I've never seen crisscross applesauce Santa. But I thought, oh my gosh, it would be so cute with him crisscross applesaucing. So I am, but if I just, there again, plus he doesn't really fit the way that I'd like him to look. He's like not looking at anybody if I sit him this way, because you know, it doesn't go up any farther than that. So I'm not destroying it. So I'm just going to stick some floral foam in there so he has something to sit on. So Santa, that's the main focus now, has someplace to sit with his back against the thermos, and then you can see that's the first one I've ever seen that has been like that. And I thought, oh, maybe he's broken, but I think no, that's the way he was made. He was made to, and there's this little Japan. So he's very cute. I kind of thought, like, I have, like, I don't know how many Santas is too many. I don't ever know. You're asking the wrong person, y'all. I like my decor. I never know. So maybe on him, maybe. Or I do have like this plaid, one of the stamp books, though I don't know if it's too faded to go with the color of Santa. I have some jingle bells, but some of them are missing. As you see my theme here. I want something to go behind him. I have an old shiny box that has nothing on in it. Oh, maybe that's winter chicken dinner. I feel like I want to fill this up with something because it doesn't have the bulbs. I don't have enough bulbs. We'll see if the plaid works. Just something to fill in there. Using my heat gun to hold this up. Well, I think that works. Now I have these two cards. So, and then I'm like, okay, that's the 2 and the 5. Though they don't push in the floor foam quite the way I wish that they would. Then I have another little, it's just empty box. Mary, old. It's beautiful. But it needed that red, that plaid back there. Kind of stick it in there with it. And then I thought, what about him just, putting some of these very delicate, maybe I always get nervous having the hangers on. There's definitely some paint loss on these old shiny brights. But that's what tells the story, right? Okay, maybe a vintage flower frog for the numbers. Just makes it a little bit tighter in there. Okay, since I'm already using a whole bunch of old, I thought, well, maybe that, and then I can pull that up a little bit more. There's a hole there now, but do I have at least enough red? The chances are I have enough red to change these out. To stick with my color coordination that I have a problem with, that I think I have to always be like, whether they work or not, I have no idea. It does not matter. We just want that. And then now we can raise, now we can raise that up a little bit. Oh my gosh. It doesn't even have to say anything to be awesome. I don't even know what this tin would have held, but the story is amazing. You can tell it's old. I already did a dry fit, so you got glitter in there. So I'm going to be using this poor little guy. Look at this poor Santa. He had gotten wet, so that meant that old stuff that bleeds. But he's got the cutest little face. He could use some beard maintenance, but that's not, we're just here about the perfectly imperfect, and it's all good. But he definitely fits in here, doesn't he? He's like, hi. Then I have this amazing tree that I want to use, and I'm not cutting it. I'm just going to stick it in here with Santa. These are assemblies. We're just piling things in. Though I think I could put a little bit of flower foam in there to at least make it taller then. Foam manufacturer that sponsors anybody? Probably not. That's not, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wedge 2 of them in there so that it fits in here. There you go. Now it's a little bit taller. So it's a little bit taller than Santa. Both are movable, both are bendable. This doesn't necessarily stay up. And the hinge is broken. It's old. It's perfect for an assembly. So what else should I put in here? I don't know. I was kind of thinking like a toy box kind of thing. I don't know if Santa and the horse will get along or not. Was I at an auction and did I just buy a horse head? Yes, I did. Or the rest of the horses, I don't know. But, oh, it does fit. It does fit in there. And that still goes up. I mean, I'm not going to repaint it because I'm not that cool of a person to, so it's an old toy, y'all. I do have another shiny bright box that might fit it. Oh, it just tightened everything all up. I can't move it now. It just, look at how it just tightened. It is now there. I don't even get to add anything into it. Oh, How cute is that? Here in a box. And then I have another little single tree that doesn't, you know, I think this one's actually probably a little bit older than I think. And then I thought, can I just, you know, I love a bottle brush tree because you can just kind of wedge it where you want it to be. So it's all about making that tight little package. If these are too new or not, but I found these jacks. You know, like if I had like with the horse head, I was like, well, that, not like the Godfather horse head, like, you know, kids riding, you know, kids breaking things. And I'm like, can I make that kind of like fit in here somehow? Like a little, I like, who does toys for Christmas? Except it is actually, hold on before I get it all around this tree. The jacks are in here. The old jacks, the balls are in here. The old jack, so it's totally usable. Totally, I'm not gonna dump it all out. Could be a gold bar in there, I won't even know it, but it's already in there, so I'm leaving it in there. So I'm gonna take that off for a second and see if I can get this just to kind of hang off the tree, wedge in. We want it just to seem like it's just hanging there. That's okay. Okay, let's see. Can I wedge it back in here now and make everything a tight little package? Probably not. I can't probably do that twice in a row. It's not terrible. I didn't do too bad. So now you can see, but now I have to see a little bit better if I'm loving on it. Use this old slide. I don't know. Is it showing up on camera? It is Christmas Saving Club joined today. So it probably would have been into some projector. And I got a lot of 3, but 2 of them were cracked. This is the only one that made it. Can you see it? Can you see that? And I thought, I really want that to work. I really want to put it in here somehow. But of course, I want to, like, because you can see that I got this. This is green. We got a green and red theme going on. Okay, the only thing is, well, the jacks are red though. Does that cover that up enough? Horse head's hanging over, so I thought I should have like maybe some candy canes, though I want to keep them grouped together. So I have this pipe cleaner that was Hobby Lobby's, but it makes it really easy to group those together and kind of stagger them a little bit. I have some. What about Chris found these little 2 and 5 for me the other day. I like the jacks, so I feel like I need to bow it maybe. Oh, it's just one bow. I thought it was, yeah, because it's Christmas presents, right? So we can bow it. I looked for more of these this year and I did not find them, or I was late to the game, one or the other. Now, not that I'm trying to cover up the shiny bright box, but come on, that's kind of cute though too. And instead of tucking all my Christmas away for a year, I'm going to use as much as I can in this one video for you all. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to try to hot glue. The tape did not work. There's just something about these long that makes such a statement. Ornament boxes. Okay. So matching with the little fun trees in here, I thought these would be super cute, and they just fit right, snug right in there. So I actually have 2 of them. Though they're one of those messy trees. I try to tap them off as much as you can. It's like glitter. however they, I don't know, felt, snow, I'm not sure. And then I thought it would be fun. I have a couple different trees in the red shade. They don't necessarily always have to match. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to cut. I don't think it's that bad that it's that much. And then I might find one more just to fill up that space, since this one's glittered, one's not glittered. It's okay. And then maybe one of the Dollar Tree ones. And you just have to kind of play, and then you know when you know. I'm like, yeah, nope, didn't make the cut, or yep, that's good. But something about tucking that little red guy in there. There we go. Using the little ornament holders as my holders there. And then maybe I can find another tree that I can stuff in there. Is he tall enough, or do I just set him up? I just set him up high. Yeah. See how that worked? Yeah. And then I do have a Santa. And he's still got his little Japan. Because I don't know if you can, you know, I have a Santa fetish, so I don't know if you can have enough Santas. And he's a side-eyer. He's like, I'm judging you. Oh. We are very judged in our household. Oh, already cute. Lean in. I'd like to stick a couple pixies in there if I can, because. Oh, yeah, so far I haven't had to glue anything. I'm getting it all to fit. Now, one's more faded than the other. You're gonna have that. You know, a lot of times they were free, I guess. Like, oh, cute. Santa has friends. I don't know if I grouped any of this season together. I don't know. I didn't get to use one of these in any one of my assemblies yet. So let me see where I can fit one of these candy cane holders in. And I should have a 25 somewhere on this table. Somewhere on this table, there will be a 25. I will find it. I'm cracking myself up here because I have one of the vintage grocery, and then somebody had wrote each on of it. And I'm like, how am I going to erase that? So I'm like, because we don't usually use pencils. And I'm like, a magic eraser. I mean, it's not completely gone, but I'm like, why would I not think it's an eraser, right? Well, because you know, sometimes the erasers of pencils like leave little marks, like the pink. At least it's not as noticeable that somebody wrote on it. So then these are actually like little, I use so many of them. I think I bought all that she had in her booth. Like, if not, that was my goal. Oh, I'm loving how it turned out already. I feel like I need to turn him towards the crowd. Maybe he is judging, so maybe he needs to stay tipped. And I'm like, I've got one of these left. I don't know. Was probably attached to something. I know it's not quite the right shade, but I think somebody would love that yummy. So the hard thing about shopping this time of year, not that it's hard, but everybody's got so many yummies. And so you think you're done, and then you're like, oh, I found this, and now I want to create that, and it's getting like kissing the day almost. And y'all, thank you for all who have watched all the videos of me with my addiction to Christmas. But I had to throw one thing in here because I ran across these. Look at this. And as soon as I saw it was like a set of 6, I'm like, oh, it was in somebody's outdoor booth. And I'm like, tree skirt. I know I just did a video of tree skirts, but I just got wink moment. I had a couple of the trees left. Now, how do I make that work? How do I make that work? I'm like, please please work, right? Like, I want you to work. So let's give it a try. I mean, I think it's squishable enough. Like, it's just that middle, you know, in there. If we twist it and talk to it nice, and I am totally getting, yeah! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't even tell you how excited I am that worked. I mean, it's just going to be how it's going to be because it is so totally cute just on its own. There's nothing wrong with simple. And it fit. Yes. It's a marshmallow tin. I had no plans of doing a marshmallow tin, y'all, and I went to Hog Creek where our antique booth are to rearrange, to bring some stuff in, to look around. And the owner had just made me an offer on 2, though I'm only creating with one of them, because look at, somebody tapped hose, and I don't know what they let live in this marshmallow tin. And there's some paint loss, but that's okay. We'll just turn it around this way, and we'll just fill it up. Though I won't get rid of the lid, so somebody can still use it. And it's just going to be a 2-for because I can't really put that in there because that takes up all the room, and then you don't see that beautiful tree skirt. Though, I mean, could I have painted it? We're getting close. This is this is it, folks. This is my last Christmas project. This is big. I just by chance have one box of all red ornaments left that I didn't end up using in my own decor, which is wonderful because that needed a lot. That needed a lot to fill. I'm down to 2 vintage Santas. So there we go. I have him. He is cute as a button. And even though this is a 2-for, I have a couple trees. I just picked these trees up at Michael's, 50% off. I picked all the red that they had, all the red and the white that they had at the store I was in. See how cute that is? I mean, just gathering just a few things. Always doing beard maintenance. And I feel like he's kind of fist out, but he needs to hold something. So I looked, and so some red mercury bead picks. So we'll just have him holding that. I didn't want to do balloons because of those. I didn't want to take away from those, but he just looked like he needed to hold something. And like I tried a Santa mug and I didn't like that. But my final little thing is I don't have a 2 and a 5, but I do have a 250, and it will slide right in. So much going on. So little, but so much going on. I mean, I tried a couple extra things. No. Sometimes you just leave it as simple as that. As I said earlier, thank you all for taking time watching me put in vignettes, assemblies together of all these yummy Christmas. Oh, I hope that this is the grand finale and I did you all proud. So until next year, or July, Christmas in July, I have something to look forward to. So thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and we will see what I'm creating. Bye.